Well, this is something we don't usually get to take you along to, but today we are headed to a private pick.
So we're actually going to check out a massive collection of games, which you guys know we love. It has slowed down a little bit since pandemic, but I think there's still some really good money in this lot potentially. So we're gonna go check it out right now. It was actually someone that reached out to us on YouTube who's recently moved down from Queensland all the way to SA. So hopefully we can get this deal done. We'll take you guys along and show you what's actually in this deal and see what we can get this deal for. Let's go.
No worries.
Brad, how you doing?
How you going, man?
Shane, was it?
Yeah.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Come through, guys.
How's the moving process going?
Pretty well done, man. I sort of got down from Queensland 2-bedroom apartment, kind of a hoarder, down to like 15 cubic metres. So
Wow, you've done well.
I'm a little bit proud of myself.
That's very good.
For a long line of hoarders, as you can see.
Wow.
So essentially, we're sort of these boxes here and these two stacks here. I was sort of hoping to get them out for you, but it's a little bit wet. So I think we're good on the plastic tubs. So I'll just sort of start them out for you.
Heavy, aren't they? You right?
Yeah. And sort of lay them out however you can.
Have a look.
Have a look at them.
What part of it was Queensland you're from, right?
Yeah, I was up around Early Beach.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And came down for work, or?
No, kind of moving stuff back into storage. Then I'm gonna move over to the Philippines for a while.
Oh, really?
So.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I'm not so good at the cold weather anymore.
It's
I lived in Canada before Queensland.
Oh, really?
Okay, so.
Jazzy's sister was in Canada for what, 3 years.
Long. She was there, but it was all locked down, so.
Yeah, she couldn't come back.
No, I can't.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, she was over on the ski field, so.
Yeah, that's a good place to go. Around British Columbia, or?
Couldn't even tell you.
All right.
She was up in, wasn't she up in the main fields? What's the main one up there? Banff?
Whistler.
Whistler.
She was definitely in Whistler for a while. Wreck of a place. Wow.
Oh.
And you used to sell a bit, or?
Sorry?
You used to sell a bit yourself, or?
Yeah, well, this is where most of this came from, really.
Yeah.
This made the ex-missus sort of went, oh yeah, we'd been watching channels like that for a long time. We were kind of up there and looking around and was like, I don't think anyone else is doing it up here.
Yeah.
There's tons of good stuff floating around. So,
Yeah, really.
started to get into it and made a little bit of money out of it, and then when we split up, it was sort of like...
Bit hard.
She didn't have space in her life. You know, I was working a managerial job, so didn't really have the time.
Yeah.
It's kind of a two-person job, so...
Kind of a good thing though, is that you can pick it up and put it down.
It is, yeah.
PlayStation.
Yeah, but now going overseas, it's like, I thought about, because I'll probably be back for summer for sort of 3 months every year and do that. And it's like, oh, maybe I could, you know, just pick it up for the summer and put it all back on.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. You just lose that reputation so quickly on...
Yeah, you do.
You could, but you know that you won't.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Xbox.
Sort of life gets away. Well, I sort of tried to go through after it all got to this end, and
Put it in
you know,
categories.
like what it says on there should be what it is.
Yeah.
And get everything together. I think those were PS2, so that was all the PS2 games.
Atari.
He used to just digging.
Yeah,
Great.
but I didn't sort of try and put good games at the top and bad games at the bottom or anything like that. So do have to kind of dig for to see
what's there. Yeah.
Okay.
What's that? Some DVD stuff.
I guess, you know, as far as I'm aware, all the controllers and everything, but the controllers for like all of the games, all of the power sources and stuff, pretty sure we never bought anything that didn't. I did sort of kind of go through and try and put everything together, and you can try and match it up if you like. Yeah. Their HDMI cables and stuff are in that plastic
Extra
bag
box.
in the top
Amazing.
of the Atari one.
And you think that most of the consoles work, or?
I have a feeling one of the Wii ones doesn't. I know that we picked one up that didn't work. I just can't remember if we hung on to it. We could have thrown it out and they're all good.
Pokemon stuff.
But if I had to guess, one of the Wii's doesn't work.
Okay. That's kind of like the battle with a lot of that gaming stuff, is like testing it all and making sure it all works and putting the time into it.
Spare cases, I reckon we've had this Mario case before.
That's a cool one.
Yeah, just a box that one.
Yeah, I think I put the cases separately, but there are
Some
2 DSXLs and
floating around.
2 lights. Yeah, I think there's a bunch of spare styluses and stuff down there.
Oh yeah.
Cases.
It's nice to just have a handful of.
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
They're all pretty well new. Their styluses. So.
Buzz.
Some DVDs.
Oh man, when everyone was locked down, Buzz was just
Yeah, the game's around somewhere for that. These ones are the sealed ones.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think there's anything too crazy.
Baldur's Gate.
But Baldur's Gate 3 actually just came out, so I don't know if that's gone up.
I was thinking about
Just
trying to
use
play
nothing.
that.
Carve.
Oh yeah? And that's the 2 GameCube games, which
Oh,
are
yeah.
pretty good ones.
Love games.
DVDs.
It was so lame at the time, and now because no one bought GameCube, I'm like, oh, it's cool again.
It's cool again.
Pokemon Silver.
That one's always good. That one's about $100 or so.
Yeah, I'm not great at picking the real versus fake, but
My missus was good at it, and she was pretty certain that that one was real, and we got it off for someone local
Locally.
that wasn't. Yeah.
online or anything.
Yeah. What was it that you're supposed to look for?
I think there's specific marks on them. I got a guy that
Yeah,
knows
there's
them.
marks. I think it was that stamp. You have to check that one, and then apart from that, I think you had to open it up.
Yeah,
and it's
sometimes
something
they.
on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
DSs all work today, or?
Yeah, all of them were tested, but I haven't had them turned on for a while. We had trouble for a while finding chargers for DSs. And
Yeah.
So we bought a bunch of these that are USB chargers for them. So there's a ton of spare of them, and then of course as soon as we bought these, we went and found a whole stash of DS
That's
chargers.
always the way.
Anyway, all the chargers are there. If you want to plug anything in, I'll find an extension
Yeah,
lead. But
sounds good, mate.
those are all in box, but they're all third party,
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
don't know that you'd get much for them.
Nah.
But there are, I think, 3 original ones in the Wii
Yeah.
box over there.
We'd likely just
Put that
take
through
it to
auction.
auction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Because
stuff, yeah.
people on the eBay are always they can see what they're ordering, but then they sometimes claim that they couldn't see what they were ordering.
Oh, yeah. We didn't have too
Heaps
many
of
problems with
Skylanders.
that,
Yeah, most people are pretty
but
good.
with the Skylanders are $1 or 2 each.
Yeah, we just
And
bulk
then
them up.
occasionally you got one that's like
Yeah,
$15
we found a couple decent ones, but yeah, generally,
I think there's a couple of the rare ones in there, like maybe 2 or 3 kind of thing.
something to dig through.
Hundreds.
I'm not allowed to pick by myself because I'm thinking about how fun things will be.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Just
they're
not
pretty
always
You can set
equal
them all
up.
up. With all of that stuff, we always thought, well, we'll put them in a bundle, and
Yeah.
once you get a set or whatever. There are a couple of sets in there. I think the Giants ones and stuff are pretty cool, but
Oh, these are all double layered, yeah. And all the discs in that pretty decent condition.
yeah, there was the PC box wherever that was.
Oh, this one here, I think.
Yeah, so that's got anything that was. Well, that box is empty, but I didn't really count up the PC stuff. There is a bunch of sealed stuff in there,
Okay.
and the Sim stuff did okay for us.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, and so yeah,
empty
empty
cases,
cases
yeah.
are there.
Wow.
Pokemon cards.
I don't think there was anything special in there. They just kind of get thrown
Yeah.
in for free.
The 99% of Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of stuff. Where were the PS1 games? Are they in here somewhere?
That's all PS1.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Thanks. Trash does pretty well. Street Racer. I think I've sold that before.
I recognise
Yeah,
that.
there's a couple of those
Tigger's
ones
okay.
that in the demo ones and stuff. Actually, I worth way more than I would have thought.
It's a nice surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be just trying to work out like how much of it's kind of that lower end game, and then how much we can actually, like, we kind of try to aim for, if we're listing something individually, $30, just because of our overheads.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I understand. We were sort of at the time willing to play in the sort of 10 to 15 mark range, but that was working out of our apartment. And
Yeah, you don't,
stuff.
yeah.
You don't have the
Bit
overheads
easier.
and things, but
Yeah. There'll be some stuff
And
we
there's so
can
many
order.
more $15 games out there than
Oh,
30
100%,
plus.
yeah.
30 plus, you're sort of getting down to 10%
Small amount.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the most part, we were sort of always aiming at sort of that $10 to $15 mark, and we wouldn't really pick stuff up that we thought was going to only be $5. But by the same token, you go to a garage sale or something and
You
they
just
want to
grab
sell
whatever.
everything. You just grab everything for $50 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so there's definitely lower end games in there, but I'd hope to think it was a bit better of a balance than just a normal collection.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to, know just off the top of my head. Like, I haven't kept up with a lot of the games as well, because we don't see a lot of it. But obviously COVID was great for it, but it's dropped off a little bit since then, unfortunately.
Market's always changing.
Yeah, that's it.
Just PS3
colours.
replacements if we need them.
Oh yeah,
Always handy.
Leftover covers. Yeah, there was a couple of guides in there as well that were Skyrim.
We recently discovered the Elder Scrolls cookbook, so that you can make your Elder Scrolls.
Oh man.
Was it just a bunch of stews?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
And that was just a box.
Yeah. People love the boxes for some reason.
Yeah,
Nostalgic cardboard.
and that's it.
That's it. That's
Looks
all
like
the
the
trading cards as well.
Fronts come off that one.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you know if that's still...
Spent a day and a half crawling through the roof space in there trying to look for my old basketball cards.
Oh, didn't find them.
Didn't find them.
Do you know if that still pops out? Because it's just lost the...
Oh, I think that flap that's supposed to be... Oh, does this pop out? Yeah,
As in
I'm pretty
the-
sure that it does, but just the front flap is missing.
Okay.
The other ones are all fine. It's got the... I think that's the controller, like, remote. And
Yeah.
the, I think that was
Memory
an
card
8
as well.
gig memory card.
You got a couple PS3s down there.
The Sun and Moon pins.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Chris will probably want those.
So yeah, I guess keep digging through as much as you want. For me, like I said, going overseas, so
Yeah,
it's sort of more of a bulk deal for me that I don't want to
deal with.
burden my family with me having it in storage for another 5 years. So
Yeah,
it really is sort of take it all, or I'll find someone that will, kind of thing.
yeah. No, there's definitely some stuff there that we'll be able to move ourselves, and then we probably will put a decent chunk through one of the local auctions, just because we don't want to spend too much time on it.
Yeah, sure.
It would just really depend on where you're at on pricing, I guess. I mean, there's probably some really good stuff hidden in there as well.
Yeah, look, I know that there's a fair few that are up in, there'd probably be somewhere around 50% that were in the $10 to $20 range.
Yeah,
and then there's probably a small percentage, 5 or 10% that are in that 30 plus range, and there's a good handful of stuff that's in the sort of $100 range
yeah,
on its own, particularly some of the DS stuff.
yeah.
And then obviously,
If we can get all the consoles
I sort of
working.
did a bit
and-
of a tally on the games that I sent you a photo of, so I think it was 560 odd games,
Okay.
give or take. But yeah, like I didn't add in sort of any of the consoles, any of the controllers, the VCR, DVD stuff. Didn't add in any of the PC stuff, Guitar Hero stuff, and all the Skylanders, all the Pokemon. So I was just going off of the
what
games
you
to try and
get an
to my
idea at
number.
least. Yeah. What do you think?
I'm counting every game individually. No. It is nice to have it all laid out so you can kind of try to start to get your head around
Yeah, that's the hard thing, is like
what do we have
the
here.
volume kind of confuses things a little bit, because you're like,
Well, yeah, you're not going to go through and price each one.
Assume some of it doesn't work, but then also assume that there's something in there you can't see
Yeah.
that's worth something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say, again, because we knew what we were picking stuff up for, we were pretty careful about sort of checking every disc
Condition.
as we were buying stuff. But I do know if there was a couple of things that I found just floating around loose that were discs that were scratched to buggery.
Yeah.
That, somehow got
Got it
in
in
between
there.
something and no
Yeah.
one saw it was there. But for the most part, if it's in the case that it came in, which is the majority of stuff, it should be pretty good. In saying that, there'll always be some stuff.
Oh, of course, yeah, you get that with the bulk, but yeah. No, we understand that.
So, and I understand that you're going to kind of give it a bit of a discount and accounting for that risk.
Yeah. I'm probably more knowledgeable in the the older stuff, like the 64s and the NES and the SNES, because that's what I collect. So PS3 and PS2, like, we sell a bit here and there, but I haven't kept up with a lot of pricing because obviously there's so many different games and variants and stuff. But I can see a few there that we should do okay. And we can always do a bit of a lot up with the console if we can get them all working. What was your ballpark figure? Just so I don't want to throw something out and it be completely off.
Yeah. I don't know, I watched one of your videos last night and you were saying 20%, and I was like, ooh, that's a bit further away than what I do. Yeah. I'm probably more around sort of 35% of value, which gives you probably that 35%, or 33.3 or whatever for each split. So you guys get 30-ish% profit, which is what you kind of aim at. You got about 30% for risk and overheads, and I get 30%, which is probably what I paid for it all. Yeah.
So what's that? And you're kind of around the $2,000 mark. Is that kind of where you're at?
Probably about 2.5, I reckon.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I sort of did the 6,500, 7,000 just off the games, and then sort of after I sent that, I was like, oh yeah, I didn't really think about any of this extra stuff that's sort of coming along with it. So,
yeah. Let's see what Xbox 360s are going for.
And of course, my overhead was putting it on a truck and bringing it back to Queensland, which wasn't cheap.
Nah.
I've done that before.
Yeah, interstate.
Yeah, we got that big lot we got. I don't know if you saw it. Was from Queensland.
Okay.
We got like 8 pallets come over from there.
Yeah, and it was video game stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy. That would have kept you busy for a while.
Yeah, it kept us busy longer than I thought it would.
Yeah.
Which I do kind of factor in now when I'm looking at a bunch of video games and my eyes get too big because it's fun. I'm like, just remember how much testing you had to do.
Yeah, that's it.
Is SNES your...
Yeah, that was my one growing up. Yeah,
it's probably, well, N64 is probably my favourite, but SNES is close second, I think. Yeah, it's kind of what...
My younger brother stole the 64, so I'm still on the SNES.
It's kind of what got us into this, was video games initially. Because I was buying N64 and NES and just getting doubles and stuff, and I was like, what am I going to do with these?
It's a slippery slope.
Oh, it is.
You guys have done heaps well out of it, though. Like, you've got to be proud of yourselves to where you've built to.
Starting to get to where we would like to be. It's you spend more money, you get more money, you spend more money, you get more money. Like, it's just a cycle. It's it's keeping us out of a real job. So that's the main thing.
That's the dream, isn't it? That's good.
You scale up and suddenly you have to make more and do more and you don't want to be treading water. So we're pretty happy that we've been able to
push up,
work harder. To be where we are.
Do you have any thoughts, Jazz? 25 is probably a little bit more than I was thinking, just because I know that the work that's going to be involved to get where I need it to be. It's hard for me to sort of go, oh yep, there's $500 there, there's $1,000 there.
Yeah. No, that's what I said. I figured you probably need a bit of time to sort of come and look through it to, get comfortable to get to my number, I suppose. But
when I look at it, I'm kind of discounting this box, Brad.
The wee one?
Set aside an empty box, even though like someone can use it.
But
I am chopping those off the end when considering what we can make out of everything.
Yeah. I hate Cashy's stickers. just a pain in the ass to get off. Like,
Oh, it's got to be a pretty expensive game for me to sit down and
peel them off.
peel it off and soak it in Google on.
Burnout Paradise.
I've played way too many hours of Burnout 3 on the PlayStation.
This one's not for sale.
Don't sell it. What's this guy under here?
It's a DVD VHS combo, I think. LG. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's DVD, Blu-ray, disc cleaner, VHS cleaner.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you said about 500 games, that's where you got to?
It was 560 plus the 4 sealed ones, but I do think that I
Missed some somewhere.
so it might be a little higher than that.
Okay.
But that was including all the handhelds, it was including the Atari cartridges and stuff like that, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Where were the handhelds? I don't know if I missed those.
There was one there, 2, 3 there.
Yeah, and they all...
Yeah, like I said, there's a power point over there if you want to plug them in. They might still have charge, I don't know. We definitely charged them and... oh, there you go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we charged them to full and then tested them and turned them off and
Yeah.
polished them and put them away kind of thing.
I haven't had a DS, like a DS, for a while. I've had like 3 DSs and stuff, so
Yeah.
I don't really know where they're sitting at the moment.
Yeah, well, feel free to look anything up if you need to check in on it or whatever, but I think like the lights and stuff are probably $50 to $80 in Australia, and I think the DS's XLs when we were selling them were over 200,
Okay.
but that was like right in the peak of things, so
Yeah.
I'd say they're probably more like 150 or so now,
Yeah.
I guess. But yeah, just look anything up you need to look up.
Appreciate it. It's always so much easier for us dealing with people who just understand what we do.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Sometimes you come along and someone goes, "Oh, is this all for your personal collection?" We're like, "No."
Yeah.
I don't think we're far off. I don't want to put all the lids back on and put it back in your shed.
No.
But I'm also a little bit nervous. Because we will go through and take out anything that's...
Yeah. I think we can lot a decent chunk of it up. I'm thinking that Wii stuff will go to auction. There'll probably be a couple of consoles that are, that will probably go to auction. Just, I think it'll be a little bit harder to sell on eBay just because it doesn't have the front flap. Most of that will probably go auction.
It's easy enough to get like spares to go on there, hey?
Yeah, you probably wouldn't even, unless you really needed it, you probably wouldn't even bother.
That Double Dragon one's cool. I love playing Double Dragon when I got.
Oh, they're
Look
cool.
at
There's the original Mario in there. I took it in and showed Mum. I was like, "Look, Mum, this is the original Mario." She was like, "That must be worth a fortune." I was like, "No, it's the
$20.
worst game ever."
The value is there. What you're asking for is fair, except that we know that what we're going to put into it and hopefully get out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys got holding time and stuff as well. It's not overnight, so.
Yeah. Look, I'd probably be comfortable at 2. My only concern is how much of it am I going to push through auction, and I'm not going to get the full value out of it.
Yeah, you
but
probably get your money back kind of thing.
I'm saving myself a bit of time, and that's not your problem.
No, that's right.
But that's kind of where I'm comfortable.
Yeah, and I guess like with that much volume, it's kind of what you're forced to do with the rest of your business going on.
Yeah.
I'd like to come up a little bit. Do you reckon you get up to 2.2? A little bit more in your favour than halfway?
If you have a think about what we're going to list first to try and get that back in pocket, is it?
Well, I mean, the DSs will get up pretty quickly because they turned on, so that's a good start. The PS1 stuff, I mean, there's probably 3-4 of those that we'll be able to put up straight away. Obviously all the consoles we'll have to test, which will take a bit of time. The Atari stuff. What was our hit rate last time? Was Atari okay or was that bad?
No, Atari, we did terribly on eBay, but it was okay at auction because it's aesthetic.
Yeah.
But I can't remember
How much was working?
what we got out of it. But when I was testing
That was
Atari
one of the
games,
ones, yeah.
I
It's kind of weird because it's like NES and N64 are almost indestructible.
Yeah.
But I think when we did have the big lot, the Atari stuff was the stuff we were having less luck with. I don't know if it's because it's just older and not quite as good quality.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think out of the whole lot, there's only 2 or 3 NES games that didn't work, and we probably had half of our Ataris that didn't
NES was
work.
fine. Atari, we were getting returns like
Even after testing, yeah.
massively, so we just don't even.
I think they're really fiddly too. Like, if people don't know how to
been
set up the
user
settings
error.
on it,
Yeah.
they kind of get lost in
They
it,
get lost,
and they
yeah.
go, "Oh, it's too hard."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I am not qualified to be teaching people how to use this.
So I wonder if
I just
even-
learned last week.
Do the newer TVs that are digital even have the
I
aerial plug-in?
don't think the very new ones don't. I don't think some do, some don't.
Yeah, right.
And I think people just
Yeah, because you might get it and be like, I can't even plug this
yeah
into
yeah.
the
What
TV.
am I doing with this? Yeah.
that happened.
This doesn't go into a HDMI port.
It must be broken. Send
Yeah.
it back.
Yeah, people were. I was so frustrated, but it's all right. I ended up being a really great tutor, and I was like, hey, let me talk you through it, George.
Yeah.
Here's what you're going to do.
I like how the old purists go and get the big old heavy
Oh,
Sony
yeah.
Trinitron
Oh,
like
yeah.
blinking screen kind of thing.
They love it.
No, you can only play a Super Nintendo on this.
Can you do me 21?
Sure.
Yeah.
Done.
I've got 1,500 cash,
Yep.
and I can do the rest in transfer. It should be.
That sounds
Yep.
fair.
Alright. So it's actually a couple days later now, and we've had a little bit of time to sort through this lot, and it is a typical gaming haul with probably a few extra scratches on a few of the discs than we were kind of expecting. You do get that with any sort of gaming haul, and we have made a couple sales. I'll pop them up over the screen so far. And what we want from you guys is to tell us if you think this deal was worth the $2,100 we ended up paying, or if we should have passed on this deal. Also, do I keep the beard? Hashtag let it grow or let it go in the comments. And we will see you on the next one.